Imagine if the world's top athletes, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, Ashton Eaton, took performance-enhancing steroids. What would they be able to do? What could they accomplish?
There are physical human limitations that can be pushed but never broken with old-fashioned training or conditioning. In the minds of many, steroids or other athletically boosting substances are looked on as negative because of the way they've been presented in the past. Steroids are associated with cheating, desperate people who would rather fake their talent than work for it, but maybe it's time that viewpoint changed. We shouldn't define any compound by its past or the way misled people could use it. That threatens the possibility of discovery it could present us if we have a more open mind. Steroids can be abused in amount or substance, like any drug. But what if we looked on the positive side? Besides the medical purposes it serves for recovering patients, it could be used for further researching information on stretching performance limits. This could unintentionally provide information about people that cure diseases or conditions we can't even fathom right now. At the moment, it's a known fact that no one can run a marathon under 3 hours, but that would surely change if we could develop human skills and constraints to push athletic success through the roof with little investigation, a little trial and error. Shaming steroids into the shadows as a cheater's drug induces a riskier trial and error. People trying to discover a typically harmless, potentially helpful drug without the guidance and caution of trained scientists. Unaware experimentation can result in stunted growth for certain ages, loss of reproductive ability, overuse, or other unknown side effects. But with the right people working towards a positive goal of discovery and propagation, working with steroids could actually lead to considerable strides in medicine and science. Well, what are steroids, and how do they work? Steroids are a class of organic compound with 4 rings of carbon atoms in their molecular structure. Steroids work by providing the body with extra proteins, making it easier for muscles to grow, to work out, and actually to recover from workouts. The steroids that athletes would be using to boost themselves would be anabolic steroids, which are artificial forms of natural steroid testosterone. Their intended medical uses are generally in replacement therapy for people who don't naturally produce enough testosterone. However, when athletes use them, most of the time they'll use 10 to 100 times more than someone would with a prescription. This leads to very advanced development of muscle mass and can make recovery easier so that they can work out more. What can they do to a person? We've already seen it with Lance Armstrong. Using performance-enhancing steroids, Armstrong won the Tour de France 7 times after recovering from cancer. Marion Jones won 5 Olympic gold medals in track until she's tested positive for banned substances. We've seen it in Alex Rodriguez. Rodriguez was considered by some one of the most phenomenal baseball players of all time. He's the youngest baseball player in history to break the 500 home run mark, and he signed the biggest contract in baseball history in 2007. He admitted to the use of steroids from 2001 to 2003. Going further into his career of steroid use, in the years that he admitted to the use of performance-enhancing drugs, his home run average jumped from 36 in the previous 4 years to 52. His runs batted in was higher, and it seemed the only thing that didn't get better was his batting average, but it could be argued that that skill is more coordination than strength. Some may argue that the health risks outweigh the benefits, but the physical advantages are much greater than the cons. For instance, just imagine all the barriers we could break, all the records that would get broken with the use of these drugs. It could possibly even one day lead to medical advantages. Currently, performance-enhancing drugs are banned in all Olympic sports and not allowed in many sports in America. If people are that concerned, they can make a separate leagues, doping and not doping.
So my argument is, if we have the ability to make ourselves better, more advanced, why wouldn't we take that opportunity? The current record for the fastest 100 meter dash is 9 seconds and 58 milliseconds. What if we could improve drastically on that? Just imagine the possibilities.